This week on Motorhead Garage, AP Laser is back with even more examples of customized engravings from basketballs to backpacks. And later on, Brian and John learn how lasers can also be used to check for frame damage.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. If there's one thing we love around the shop, it's technology, and especially technology that can help you and your business succeed. I am here with Kyle from AP Laser and some examples of what the AP Laser unit can produce. Before we get into exactly what we're looking at here, what is AP Laser?
Well, thanks for having us back, first of all. We've been on here quite a few times, showed off quite a few different items that we can handle. AP Laser is a laser engraver, laser cutter. But one thing that makes us stand apart from any other laser machine in the market, we've got a patented design. We can split our machine in two and work with any size, any weight material.
That is the big thing, the any weight material part. I'm looking at a table here that has everything from this cool giant kind of wood donut situation here to a t-shirt and a brick. How does one machine not vaporize this t-shirt but still manage to engrave a brick?
It's all just in the power and speed settings. One thing that we've done is we've done extensive testing on all the different materials, so we can tell you what material requires what power, what speed settings. So then from there, you can just take whatever the material is, get your image, and then you can put it on there, no problem.
Absolutely. I mean, the maze is awesome. I think the basketball is incredibly impressive as well because
cool?
the materials, and I guess like you just said, you go back to the settings, but still, we're talking a leather-coated basketball and wood.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the T-shirt here, you can feel it. It's not going through the shirt by any means. And then, like you said, in the wood, we're going in a 1/4 inch depth there. It's just all controlling the power of the laser.
So, in terms of a business opportunity, obviously, this is something that you can produce products that people either want to buy or products that can be marketed in various different ways.
Honestly, it's a great way for a business, whether you have an existing product or you're looking to expand your business. If you have an existing product, for example, a basketball, you can add a logo on there. If you don't have something like that, you can start creating your own 3D models of something. You can go into the donation brick market, the Yeti cup market. There's a lot of different opportunities to take your business from one level to the next.
And I guess the next natural question is, do I need to be like rocket genius scientist to run this thing?
Here's the cool part. We come on site, we train you on site. We'll go have a technician spend a full day with you, teaching you the machine, software. We have 24/7 technical support, and then access to AP Laser University for advanced video training.
Well, John Gardner barely made it out of high school, and he's going to operate the unit here in a couple of minutes. We're going to check out what he's going to design and build right now.
Barely, but I did graduate. That's the important part. But I'm with somebody that graduated with flying colors. Mike, you're actually running the school now, the All Saints Episcopal. Tell me, how did you get into the AP Laser?
Well, I've been passionate about doing maker activities with kids for many, many years, and when we found out about the AP Laser, we knew we had to have it for our fabrication. So we're able to use the machine to have our students actually prototype and build items within our own fab lab at our school.
Now, you're an instructor by trade, so I mean, you're into cutting stuff, different things that goes on. We have a lot of products here that we're going to look at, but it's pretty simple to use, right? Brian said we didn't need a diploma to do it. Can you fire it up for us?
That's the thing about it. It's so easy to use that we can actually have students within a matter of minutes actually able to start fabricating right away. So we can go over here now. We've already loaded in the file, and we can just start the machine right now, and it'll start working on this backpack we have here.
Now, that's a backpack, so one of your students can have a backpack. You can actually laser their name or whatever you want into it.
That's right, actually. You can do all kinds of materials. It can do wood, metals, acrylics. It can even do granite and rock.
And that's amazing because we have some of the products. Tell me a little bit about this one.
So this is actually a product that we made for some of our teachers that were retiring this year. So we were able to go into this leather journal, give them their Ponder journal for them to take away with them. We've done, as you see here, baseball bats,
yeah,
Yeti
the baseball
cups.
bat is really cool. Now we're going from leather to wood here.
I mean, right in there. And all it is just a setting in for the machine, and it just able to do any product, again, very, very easy.
Now what's so amazing is, like Brian said, I mean, we're going from steel, from aluminum to wood to leather, and then we got a bunch of intricate pieces on over here. I mean, small intricate pieces, little wood with the carving, with the detail that is just phenomenal.
That's right. We can do just about anything you can imagine. Even this bow tie that I'm wearing today.
That's right,
actually was printed on with the AP Laser. So we actually did our AS All Saints logo on this bow tie that we cut out. So you can go from something like that to huge items. We're doing a donor plaza now where we're doing huge granite pieces that will go down in this donor plaza. So from large to small, it's easy.
Mike, these are a lot of great products, and I'm sure it's great for your school.
It is fantastic. We love it so much. It's easy to use. The kids can get on this thing, but it's also something that helps our school put our brand out.
Well, absolutely. You know what? You can check them out on the website at AP Laser. Just go to their website, get one for yourself. You know, Mike, I got a bunch of items I'm going to put in here. I'm going to start engraving. This is phenomenal. You take a short break. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Clamp Tight, the clamp making tool. Supreme Suspensions, start turning heads today. Steel Shield, the ultimate protection against metal-to-metal wear. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Many of you out there in viewer land work in the collision industry. Work in the collision industry, you understand two things. One, time is money, and two, the accuracy in your repairs is going to be the differentiator between a successful business and one that's going to fail. I'm here with Nathan from Advanced Measurement Systems. Your company has developed probably the most portable and easy to use frame measurement system on the market.
We developed this system. You can actually take this, throw it in the trunk of your car, and if you have multiple shops, you can go to 2 or 3 different shops and measure. We have a wireless scanner. Nobody in the industry has that. Once you set this thing up, you can be set up and measuring a vehicle 15 to 20 minutes tops. You've been using it for a while. Some of these guys can get it set up in 10. You're out the door measuring.
We're a long ways from a tape measure running across a couple of points in the chassis, aren't we?
Oh, very much so. You're in a point where we're down to millimeters, tenths of millimeters that we're measuring this with an accuracy based on our standards we have to meet.
It's an amazing setup. Talk to me a little bit about the components on the table.
Well, first of all is our scanner, our laser scanner up front. It is a wireless scanner, runs on battery. Next are going to be our magnetic connectors that it selects over, you can put in a bolt, over a bolt head, a slot, or in a hole. It tells you the dimension, which one it shows all that in the system. Next are going to be our reflective targets. That's how it shows you where everything is actually located. Then another new thing in the industry is our unifits. As you know, a lot of these new truck bodies and car bodies are made out of aluminum.
Yes.
You can't put a magnet on aluminum.
No, you can't.
These are actually a spring-loaded attachment that, based on the bolt size, you can stick it in, it knows it does all the calculations for you. So it works out really well, and you can always use the system.
As neat as the components are on the table, I can't wait to see the system in operation. John's underneath our test subject over there. We're going to check it out.
Great, can't wait to show you.
Well, we're under our Ram 1500 pickup truck with Bob from Advanced Measurement Systems. Bob, it never fails. They throw the old guys up under the truck, or should I say mature. But with that said, you know, this looks really complex, and the reality is it's kind of simple. Tell us what's going on here.
Okay, we've got the targets all in place under our specification points we want to measure, and our laser striking those targets. I want to hang this last one in place here so we can begin to take our measurement. All we have to do is hang the target, snap it in place, and now the laser striking all of the targets and giving us a measurement of an undamaged vehicle.
How do I know where to put the magnets?
Our computer system shows that. It tells you exactly where to place the targets. Also, it even shows you what color stem to use. We try to take some pretty extensive technology and make it really simple to use.
Yeah, it seems pretty simple. So it's reading it right now. Tell me, what is it actually reading?
Right now, it's reading these locations of these control points in space. If you look at the computer screen, you're going to see everything green because they're all where they should be. Now, since we can't wreck this nice pickup truck, we're going to simulate it being hit in a wreck. I'm going to take this point here, and I'm going to move it as if it had an impact from the side, and I'm going to move that point right over here. Now, what you're going to see is, in real time, you'll see this move, and now you're going to see the damage displayed in color in 3D on the computer screen.
So the computer's going to tell me exactly where to put it, the pictures of the locations of where to put it, and then now that would be smashed in on that frame. So the body man's actually pulling this frame right now. You mean to tell me I'm going to watch this live action?
Absolutely. You can see it real time on the computer screen. We also have the option of working with a tablet. I'm fortunate now that I'm working with Nathan. We're doing this back and forth. But if I'm by myself, I can actually have a tablet under here and watch the dynamics as the thing moves while the pull's being made.
And I imagine suspension components as well. If I got some damaged suspension components, I can just go down to rockauto.com, get me some new components and get it back in line?
You bet. If you got damage under hood, we have the capability to measure under hood, strut towers, radiator mounts, and so forth.
Well, we took our measurements of our good frame and we took our measurements of a simulated damaged frame. Now let's join Brian and Nathan and see what they look like on the computer.
Well, Nathan, no one's ever accused either John or I of being a rocket scientist, so I look at the screen and even I can tell where the damage area is, so for a technician that knows what he's doing, this is perfect.
Great. I'm the same way. I've never been accused of being a rock scientist. So that's the way we develop this. As you see, the worst hit is going to be red. As you do your pull and get it back in the specification, it's going to go from red to yellow, and then when it's in green, you know you're back in the specification and your repair's done.
We're going to have more fun playing with lasers here at Motorhead Garage. You can learn more on the web. Where do we find you on the web?
It's going to be ams-laser.com.
We'll be back right after this with more Motorhead Garage.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. We have this cool 1970 Chevelle in the shop. It's got a big block, it's got a 4-speed, got some upgraded wheels and tires to make it handle a little bit better, but it steers like a sailboat because it still has the manual steering in it that came from the factory. We're going to fix that. We have Junior from Turn 1 High Performance Steering here, and Junior, what are we going to add to this car to fix that?
We're going to put one of our high performance power steering kits on it. We've got bracketry, a new Saginaw 600 series box, and a new high performance power steering pump.
This Saginaw 600 series box, a stalwart, been around for a lot of years. Tell me what you guys do with these boxes when you get them in-house.
They're all built 100% in our factory, brand new. It's going to come base model with a 12.7-to-1 ratio. The power steering pump's going to be designed to reduce horsepower consumption and reduce fluid temperature. It's also going to be 100% brand new, built for this task.
Built for this task, and it's a big task. Big wheels and tires, a lot of weight on the nose. There's an iron-headed big block in this car, so you're telling me this thing is set up for severe duty.
Yeah, oh yeah, it'll go through whatever you want.
Well, we have the right components, we got the right people here to do it, and we have John Gardner underneath the Chevelle right now, getting ready to make the swap.
Boy, steering like a sailboat, that was an accurate portrayal. Junior, you want to give me a hand? This thing weighs a ton.
Sure.
So far, I got the actual bolts loose out here that actually hold it to it. Here's the gearbox located right here. Now, this is a manual gearbox versus the power steering, so we don't have any power steering lines to deal with, which is nice. You know, right here we have the pitman arm. If you're going to pull the pitman arm off, I highly recommend you go get a pitman arm puller, but because this is a manual, the shaft's a little different, isn't it?
Yeah, the sector shaft on a manual box is going to be smaller than on a power.
So we're going to just go ahead and replace it with another pitman arm, which is probably a good idea anyway. It's going to tighten up this old parallelogram steering system. All right, and then we went ahead and loosened it right here from the drag link, and then all I had left was pull out the actual pinch weld bolt right here that holds this together as far as the steering rag joint knuckle is concerned, and then it's ready to separate. So if you get those bolts loose, I'll keep going with this knuckle here. I'll see if I can get it pushed off. It's a good idea also to index the steering wheel. Let me give it a little tap just to get it out of there. Index the steering wheel, make sure that it stays the same way. There it goes. It's old and rusted. It's an old car, and it weighs a ton. Look at that. Now, a lot of people want to go in here and adjust them. You got a worm shaft and a sector shaft, and it's a bad idea, isn't it?
Yeah, the manual, nobody really wants manual anymore. They want good, stiff power steering.
Yeah, we don't want it binding up, so we're going to put in yours. Now, look at the difference. Now, that's really nice. You got the new shaft here. You got the actual splines right here. I mean, it's going to have no steering slop whatsoever.
Nope, 100% brand new. Recirculating ball, 12.7-to-1 ratio, which is going to be faster than the manual. It's going to have a 210 T-bar size in it, so it's going to be a good, modern-day steering effort for you too.
Perfect. Brian's looking lean and mean this season, but he ran when it come time to pick up this big gearbox. This thing's beefy. It looks good. You know, we'll get this bolted up, and then we're going to go up top and work on the pump. Check this out while we finish up here.
When you're building a project car, the devil's definitely in the details, and those details can make your car run correctly and make it far more enjoyable to drive. These vents from a company called Too Much are just the ticket to do that. Not only can you vent fuel tanks with them, you can vent differentials and even transmissions. But let's talk about the fuel tank. Maybe you've seen a hot rod or a project car built where somebody takes kind of a curly Q of line and calls that a fuel tank vent. Not a good way to do it. This fixes that problem. What this vent does is it allows you to, say, go high-performance driving on a road course or an autocross and not have any fuel sloshing out of the tank. Secondly, it's going to help your electronic fuel pump live a lot longer because you can't kill an electronic fuel pump any quicker than making it work extra hard to actually suck the fuel out of the tank. With this free-flowing vent design, it's going to allow that fuel pump to do its job properly. Too Much offers a couple of options here. They have this remote mount style, which you can mount, say, underneath the package tray in the back of the car in the trunk area, or this bulkhead style, which you would mount on the floor of the trunk area or anywhere that works properly. It's a very simple concept. Vapor is going to get trapped in here, it's going to drain back into the tank, and it's not going to escape into the atmosphere. You're going to want to run a non-vented style cap, a modern style fuel cap with these vents, and they're going to make your car do all those things we just talked about and do them even better. You can visit them on the web at TooMuch, that's II, the Roman numeral, much.com, all one phrase. That's TooMuch.com, the best venting solution money can buy for your fuel system, differential, or transmission.
Now it's time to bolt on this Turn 1 power steering pump onto our American Muscle Beast. This 454. Junior, this thing's going to be steering like a dream. But before we did it, we had to install a bracket. Tell me a little what it took to put that bracket on.
Yeah, this bracket's designed for a short water pump system with a power steering car originally, and this car obviously wasn't. So we had to space it out just a tick to get the belts to line up.
That was no big deal, just a few spacers in there, make sure it's secure, it's going to line up. That's important belt. Now really cool is the pulley. Tell me a little bit about this pulley, because most pulleys are solid. I got to get a puller to pull it, an installer to put it on, and then I'm hoping my belt's even going to line up. You solved that problem.
Yep, this pulley is designed with uniquely designed cutouts to allow access to the pump mounting bolts without having to remove and reinstall the pulley. The pulley will already come pre-installed if you buy it with the pump.
That's nice. And now it's just a matter of bringing it down. We go ahead and line up the bottom one first. Now the pump's the heart of the power steering system. Tell me a little bit about your pump. What makes it so special?
Our pump's designed to reduce horsepower consumption, reduce fluid temperature, and right off the shelf, it's gonna it'll be 1500 psi to handle most all high-performance applications.
Now, the actual enemy of the power steering system's heat.
Yep.
You guys are combating that heat, and that's going to make it last twice as long. What do you do to stop the heat?
The reduced horsepower consumption also reduces fluid temperature. And we do that by limiting the amount that the pump is circulating through the system versus the factory design.
Now, the factory design, they're just going to pump 24/7 whether you need it or not.
Yep.
And this one here is going to lower the pressure, but yet the bypass is a little bit higher, so I'm still going to have good power steering.
Oh yeah. Yep. You'll have a great power steering, a good road feel, and it'll handle pretty much anything you can throw at it.
Well, perfect. You want a power steering pump for your muscle car? Go to Turn 1. Make sure it turns great, no problems. We'll be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Dual Liner, the only bed liner that works. Steel Rubber Products, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. Advertising Edge, custom branding solutions and promotional products. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. You know, your wheels are really the face of your car or your truck. If the paint's great and it's all shiny and new, that's fantastic. But if the wheels are all curb rashed, it detracts from the look, it detracts from the resale value, and overall, it's just kind of ugly. Thankfully, there are companies like Alloy Gator that have products to protect those wheels. I'm here with Patrick from Alloy Gator, and you got exciting news for us here at Motorhead Garage.
Brian, thanks for having us back. Yes, a great addition to our 13 to 21-inch profile was the need for a 12 to 24-inch profile to take care of those larger wheels and also look after some smaller ones, which we'll talk about afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wheels, whether we're talking about OE wheels or aftermarket, they're an investment, whether you're going to maybe option up when you're buying a brand new truck like we did with this Silverado, or you're going to put a set of aftermarket wheels on, you're spending some real money there.
Absolutely, and we've come out with a super tough nylon product that can go on very discreetly just for protection, or can go on as a color to personalize the vehicle.
And when we talk about wheels, they're really not all created equal. And not every wheel is exactly the same. So what's Alloy Gator's solution?
Well, first, we have a fitment gauge that allows us to check whether a wheel and tire combination, there's going to be any fitment issues. Our product fits about 90% of OEM wheel and tire combinations, and we figure about 80% of the non-OEM wheel and tire combinations.
Pretty awesome. So, you know, as you guys like to say, you're not reinventing the wheel, but you're protecting it.
That's it. As I said, it's made of a super tough nylon product, and we've all done it. Get that awful feeling when we grind our wheel up against the curb, and no matter how careful of a driver you are, the way that traffic is these days, the way parking lots are, it's bound to happen. That's why we came out with the product to protect that, and the product protects against minor curb rash.
So we have the Silverado here, but I think even more interesting is the fitment that you guys have developed for the power sports and or golf cart world.
Yeah, we realized we started to get, with our first profile when we came out to protect cars, we started to get some requests from other organizations and especially the golf cart community. So we decided when we came out with our next profile, which is slightly more rounded, it has a slight rounded edge on it versus the previous profile. So when we decided to come out with that and make a larger profile, we decided to come out with a 12-inch. I've been baffled with the amount of money that's spent on golf cart customization, but I'm pleased to be part of it.
Well, it's fantastic, and I think it is important to note that you offer such a wide array of colors here. So if you want to keep the you want to keep the kind of stock look, quote unquote, you want something that's going to blend in with the tire, great. But as you said, if you want to be able to pick your golf cart out in the parking lot or just make it stand out from the crowd, that option's available as well.
Yes, and as you see on our Silverado, on one side we put a very discreet color black, and on the driver's side we put the color that stands out with the body color.
Yeah, I think this looks fantastic, and it really does set the truck apart. Obviously, if somebody has an accessory business, whether we're talking golf carts or we're talking trucks, whatever, this is a great way to kind of add a revenue stream.
Absolutely. For dealerships and organizations to be able to bring in a product that customers would want, that helps them save money, allows them to personalize their vehicle, but it also acts as a retention piece. So customer comes back and deals directly with the business for replacing tires or if they've hit a curb, they can come back and instead of having to take the wheel off, get it sent out and deal with a lengthy repair in a rental car, within a 45-minute period, they can have a gator refit and or replaced if it's necessary, usually with under an hour, including getting a car wash.
Patrick, thanks for coming in. Alloy Gator is a great solution to protect your wheels. If you have a great solution or a great product you'd like to see here at Motorhead Garage, contact Jeff at masterstv.com. We'll talk about getting you into the shop so we can show it off to the world. We'll be back next week with more Motorhead Garage. We're going to go finish up this truck and go cruise.